Welcome to another episode. My name is Boach, and today we want to look at some WAEC type of questions, 10 questions under functions. And this is how WAEC set their questions under functions. If you're not careful, you're going to miss and get confused with the question. So I have about 10 questions from past questions that I want us to take our time and look at it one after the other. So what I want us to do is that before we start, if I write a question, you can pause the video and also solve it yourself, so that after you are done, you play the video so that we can compare our answers. Is that okay? So I write question 1. Before I solve it, you pause the video, then you solve it yourself. After that, we compare our answers, and I think that is a great way to learn as well. So let's start from question 1 straight to question 10. Question 1, we have f of x being equal to 3x plus 2. Then we have to find f of 5. Now, this type of questions, we mostly get them in session A. That we should find f of 5. It's so simple, and I want you to pause the video and let's do it together. Alright, so now that you have solved it, let's check and let's compare if the steps that you did and mine are the same. Now, what we are going to do is that we know that the 5 becomes the input, right? Then f of x becomes our output. So we are going to get, the question is f of x being equal to 3x plus 2. So we are finding f of 5. So we are going to get f of x being equal to 3 bracket 5 plus 2. Anywhere I see the x, I'm going to put 5 there. So I'm going to get f of 5 being equal to 3 times 5 gives me 15 plus 2. Then f of 5 is going to give me 17. So it simply means 5 maps to 17. Is that okay? So the question, f of x is equal to 3x plus 2, where we should find f of 5. We are saying that f of 5 is equal to 17. Now check it with your answer. Did you get the same thing? That is good. If you didn't get it, let me know why you didn't get it in the comment section. So that's our first. Now we can just use our calculators to do this. How are you going to do it? We are going to type this on the calculator, especially in section A. And where the x is, we will put a bracket there like that. So to type this on the calculator, we are going to get something like 3 bracket plus 2. That is the statement. Then we move the arrow and put 5 here, and the calculator will calculate and give us our 17. So you don't need to waste time on this. When it comes to section A, you just have to type everything on the calculator and put x at where you saw x, and you are going to get your final answer as 17. Now let's move straight to question 2. Now question 2 says that if f of x is equal to x squared minus 3x plus 4, we should find f of minus 1. It's similar to the first one, but there's a slight difference. So I want you to pause the video and solve it. After you are done, then we do it together. So pause the video and solve it. Alright, thank you very much for solving. Now keep your answer and let's solve it together. Now this is what will happen. Anywhere I see x, I'm going to put minus 1 over there. So I'm going to get f of minus 1, because there was x there, being equal to minus 1 square minus 3 brackets minus 1 plus 4. But mind you, we are finding f of minus 1. If you want to type this on a calculator and you don't put this in a bracket, you're going to get it wrong. So minus 1 square is the same as 1. Is that okay? So if you type 1 square on the calculator in a bracket, you're going to get 1. But if you don't put it in a bracket, you're going to get minus 1. And that would be wrong. So minus 3 times minus 1 is going to give me positive 3, then plus 4. So f of minus 1 is simply going to give us 8. and that's our final answer. Now, if you didn't put this in a bracket, you are going to get, I think, 7 or so. You're going to get 7, and that is wrong. Good. Also, you can also put it directly on the calculator when it comes in section A, but make sure that the x side is in a bracket. So you get like this: bracket square minus 3, another bracket plus 4, so that you put your minus 1 here and put your minus 1 here, and the calculator will give you the correct answer as you need it. Now let's move on. Now these questions, at times it does confuse students, but I want you to pause the video and solve it, and let's do it together. Good. So what we are saying, you are saying that f of x is equal to 4x plus 3, and f of x is equal to what? 13. Means that we have to equate both. Is that okay? It means that they solved it with a number. They put in a value of x and solved it and got the 13. So we are going to get 4x minus 3, then being equal to 13, because they said f of x is equal to 13, and the same f of x is equal to 4x minus 3. So it means that we can equate the two. So we are going to get 4x being equal to 13 plus 3. Then 4x is equal to 14. Then x, we're going to, 16. Then x is going to give us 4. X is going to give us 4. And we can type this to on our calculator using the calc function. So what we'll do is that we are going to type 4x minus 3 on the calculator first. Then we press shift calc. Then we will see that the equal to sign will come. Then you continue with what? 13. And when you press shift solve, you are going to get the answer over here. Let me know if you were able to type this on the calculator. And if you're not able to do, I'll make a separate video to explain how it is done on the calculator. Thank you very much. Now, the next thing that we want to look at is composite function, a question under that. So we have, let f of x being equal to x plus 2, and we also have g of x being equal to 2x. We are to find f of g of x, f of g of x. Now we know our g of x is equal to 2x. Is that okay? We know our g of x is equal to 2x, and we are to find f of g of x. So it's simply that the g of x here will take the what? The 2x. So we are going to get, say, f of what? 2x, because the g of x is the 2x. Is that okay? So we'll put it in anywhere we get x in the f of x. So we know our f of x being equal to x plus 2. So we are finding f of 2x. So we are going to get 2x plus 2. And that is our final answer. So simple like that. So simple like that. Now our next one is inverse. Our next one is inverse. Now we have f of x being equal to 2x minus 5, and we are to find the inverse of x. So we are to find f of the inverse of what? X. F prime of x, or f minus f prime of minus 1 of x. Is that okay? Now we know that f of x also is equal to y. So we are going to say y is equal to 2x minus 5. Now from there, we know that y is equal to 2x minus 5. And we know that we are finding f prime of x, or y inverse. So we are going to find the value of x as far as this y is concerned. So to find the value of x, we are going to move this 5 to this side. We are going to get y plus 5. So if you move the minus 5 to the other side, we're going to get y plus 5 being equal to 2x. Then you divide here by 2 and divide here by 2. Then our x is going to give us y plus 5 all over 2. And that is the inverse. So you can't leave your answer as x equal to y plus 5. So you are going to write it as f prime of x is equal to y plus 5 all over 2, and that gives us the inverse. And that's now how do we can, after we find the inverse, we can prove whether our inverse is correct or wrong. Now when we put in our inverse, we are going to get what? Y. So this is how it's going to be. We are going to put this f prime of the formula is very simple, like f prime of f prime of x should give me what? X. That's the formula. But in this case, it has to give me what? Y, because there's y here. So it has to give me y. So what I'm going to do is that, so we have y being equal to 2. Then I put in y plus 5 all over 2 being equal, minus 5. Minus 5. Then we move ahead to get this, and this will cancel. Then we are going to get y plus 5 minus 5, and we are going to get our answer to be y. As simple as that. So we are coming back to get y. So it means that our inverse is correct. Our inverse is correct. Now let's look at domain. Let's take a question on the domain. Okay, y can give you a question like f of x being equal to 1 over x minus 4, and they'll ask you find the domain of this. Find the domain of this. Now to find the domain, we'll pick the denominator only and equal to 0, because if it is 0, it ceases to be a function. Imagine the whole of the denominator here is 0. It means that it could be 1 over 0, and 1 over 0 is not a function. Where's the x? Good. So we'll pick the denominator x minus 4, then equate it to 0. Now we're going to get x is equal to 4. So we are going to say that our domain is simply x is not equal to 4, because if x is equal to 4, then it means that it ceases to be a function. Because if I put 4 here, it will be 4 minus 4, that's 0. So it ceases to be a function. So we say that the domain is such that x is not equal to what? 4. And that is our domain. That is our domain. Now we want to look at some questions under composite functions, and we have a question like f of x is equal to x squared, and g of x is equal to x plus 1. We are to find f of g of x. F of g of x. Now we know our g of x and we know our f of x. This statement here is simply to find f of x plus 1, because x plus 1 is g of x. So we are finding f of x plus 1. So anywhere I see x in the function f of x, I'm going to put x plus 1 over there. Is that okay? I'm going to put x plus 1 over there. So we are going to get f of x plus 1 being equal to x plus 1 all square. All square. Now from there, we have to still simplify. So we are saying that f of x plus 1 is equal to x plus 1 all square, and the same as x plus 1 in the first bracket, then x plus 1 in the second bracket. So let's simplify. So x times x will give me x squared. X times 1 is going to give us plus x. 1 times x is going to give you plus x, and 1 times 1 is going to give us what? 1. So we are going to get x squared plus 2x plus 1 as our final answer for the composite function. For the composite function. So that is how it is. Now we have looked at how to find the value if they give us maybe f of 3 or f of 5 or whatever you and we also look at composite. We've also looked at everything about function. We've looked at it, but I want you to assure you that if you still have any challenges of a part of functions that you think I have to stress on, let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to attend to that and explain to you. Is that okay? Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for being with me. My name is Boach, and I'll see you again with more content. I'm out.